Doing a follow-up on the despicable attack by Jackson, a Rampage Jackson's kid, from about a month back, now that he's officially been arrested and he's just had his first court appearance. It's a story that has, well, it's kind of faded out of prominence, but still, it is a very despicable act that happened. It is a very disgusting thing that cost somebody their career, and it also, well, it truly highlights the corruption and failure of the Los Angeles legal system, because you got Jackson pleads not guilty. Bro, your crime's on live stream, okay? It's live in, well, I was gonna say 4K, but about 720p, as he faces a 7-year sentence for attacking wrestler on Kick. And like I said before, okay, like Syko Stu, he's done with in-ring work after the Raja Jackson attack. Like, his list of injuries was fairly extensive, all because somebody got fucking big mad and their ego got hurt because they have the mentality of a child. But yes, it appears Raja Jackson has ended Syko Stu's time in the squared circle, as one of the wrestler's good friends tells TMZ Sports that he's sure Stu's in-ring time is over following the violent attack. Douglas Mallow, who actually helped rip Jackson off of Stu during his outburst at Knox Pro Wrestling event back in August, sat down with us, sat down with TMZ, right? And he told us he can't ever see Stu mixing it up again between the ropes. Mallow said the wrestler, whose real name is Stuart Smith, simply took too much damage from Raja to even try to make a comeback. I don't even think it would be smart at this point, Mallow said. Mallow added that Stu had already been dealing with the effects of a lifelong career on the mats, and also, he's a veteran, and he's been very vocal about how professional wrestling helped him deal with his PTSD, and then you get some fucking savage come to the ring because he got fucking big mad. He wasn't necessarily a spring chicken before the event, Mallow said. Mallow did say that while he hasn't spoken directly with Stu, he has been in contact with those close to him, and it sounds like he's doing well. In fact, he said that he's expected to see his buddy as early as next month, when the wrestling organization is slated to put on an event for the injured star. Well, that's good to hear. And it was also nice to see, like, the kind of a nicer side of the wrestling community all band together to help support Stu, because he had the massive Kickstarter, or I'm sorry, not Kickstarter, GoFundMe. There we go. That's the crowdfunding site that he used. But where most of his legal probably legal expenses, I'd imagine, after the fact. After Jackson probably ends up fucking beating this charge, it's just gonna be so fucking insane if that ends up happening. But for the civil side of things, but yes, his medical expenses will more than likely be taken care of, which is nice. It's unfortunate that he found himself in a situation, but it's nice to see every once in a while the wrestling community do something decent. I plan on seeing him there, Mallow said. I can't wait for that. That'll give me some closure. I can't wait to give the guy a hug and everything. Mallow said he also hopes Stu could at very least do some work in the wrestling world that didn't require getting physical. Yeah, exactly. Still stay behind the scenes and all that shit. But as for Raja's criminal case, Mallow told us that he's happy to see the 25-year-old finally face some charges, which now, we can go back to his first court appearance, and it's like, you wouldn't think, right? Because you had all of this time to fucking figure out a defense, knowing that you were likely to face charges in some respect. You couldn't come to some sort of a decision. You couldn't work out some kind of a fucking plea deal, you absolute pancake. But yes, according to reports, Jackson faces up to 4 years in prison on a felony charge, but prosecutors are seeking a great bodily injury enhancement, which could increase the maximum sentence to 7 years. So, he's looking at 4, but he could get 7. What the fuck, man? You run back that video, and it looks like attempted murder. I'm not making it up. We've all seen the footage. It is fucking grisly. And there's also additional live stream footage of him talking himself up, getting riled up by the chat. This was premeditated, and 4 years is the best that the prosecutor can do. Get out of here. The hearing, Jackson pleading not guilty to the charges will be on the back of a court. And it will be back in court on preliminary hearing on November 24th. Great. San Fernando Courthouse in Los Angeles. The hearing will ultimately determine if the case goes to trial. I'd imagine there's probably going to be some negotiations between now and then for some type of a plea deal. The 25-year-old streamer remained quiet in court, and his lawyer, Michael Friedman, refused to comment beyond the not guilty plea. Countless videos related to the incident from Raja's stream has been posted across social media. In one, filmed just before the brawl, Jackson told viewers that he dreamt of fucking up a pro wrestler, and warned he was really going to hit him. Yeah, exactly. You got shit like that out there, and that's the best you can do. Both sides of this equation. Fucking man. But But yes, Nox Pro condemned, talking about the promotion here, condemned the attack as selfish, irresponsible act of violence. Once affiliated, yes, with the WWE's independent development program, yes, they ended up having their accreditation stripped because of, well, obvious reasons. If they were trying to work an angle after this, and they were seen in any ways as condoning this activity, like, what the fuck are you doing? But somebody else who was catching strays, I really wouldn't necessarily call them strays in so much as he's getting dragged into this situation, even though he's tried to distance himself, but also has a hard time staying away from controversy, is Raja's father, Rampage Jackson, who, this has been very tumultuous in and of itself. Rampage Jackson cut off contact with his son, says he should spend a little time in jail for attacking the pro wrestler. Okay, yeah. You should probably, reconnect with your son here real quick and say, get the fucking plea deal. Get it now. Because, yeah, 6 months is probably better than 4 or 7 years, and 7 if there's just somebody who can simply press fucking play on a video. You're going down for a while if you don't figure this out. But UFC legend Rampage Jackson has cut contact with his son Raja and called for the MMA fighter to be jailed for brutally attacking and hospitalizing a professional wrestler. Jackson, 47, says that he hasn't spoken to his 25-year-old son due to the vicious assault, due to the vicious assault on August 23rd when Raja disrupted a Nox Experience event in California and beat wrestler Syko Stu unconscious and hospitalized him. I don't talk to Raja no more, Jackson told the Ariel Helwani show on Wednesday. I talked to him, I heard his story, and I heard some of this stuff, and then after I learned a whole lot more stuff about it, he dishonored my name. Jackson said, I know he's my fucking son. I'm not cutting him off forever. I just haven't talked to him. I talked to him after this shit happened, and he hid the fact that he did this shit, and, put my other kids at danger based on what other people said, and I can't talk to him right now. Jackson condemned his son's behavior during the wrestling show, saying that he was wrong and went against what I told him to do for repeatedly punching Syko Stu, 44-year-old military veteran whose real name is Stuart Smith. Raja's not a pro wrestler. He's a fighter. He's not a pro wrestler. He had no business in that ring, Jackson told the podcast. Raja, who was sitting ringside during the match, jumped into the ring when Smith's back was turned and grabbed the wrestler, slamming him into the floor, throwing 22 punches, 18 of which hit him square in the yap. Raja's appearance at the event was scripted, yes, and it was planned for him to pick up Smith, but when things went off the rails when the younger Jackson unleashed a barrage of punches and knocked the wrestler unconscious. Yeah, because the crossover, like we all know, okay, if you even have a passing affiliation with professional wrestling or mixed martial arts, you know that there's quite a bit of crossover. Ronda Rousey, Brock Lesnar, Tom Lawler, there's a bunch of, Josh Barnett, fuck, the list goes on and on, really. So yeah, as there's quite a bit of downtime between fights, and especially for the less prominent MMA stars, yeah, there's an opportunity there to cross over, to make some money, to, really build up your appeal in professional wrestling with a bunch of indie shows going on at any given time. It makes sense to make the crossover. So yeah, it's logical that perhaps he was using this as a springboard, and he also very inadvisedly got booked in between the time that he got arrested and the event happening by, I forget the name of the promotion, I talked about it in a previous video as well. There was obviously some sort of a desire to transition over to professional wrestling, but thankfully those bookings have dried up. He has to focus on this ongoing court case, and if there is any justice in this world on the 24th of November, it will be going to trial, and he will be going behind bars, just as Rampage says, spend a little time in jail. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.